With the 2022 edition of the FIFA World Cup a mere few days away, and as the plethora of passionate Indian fans gear up to lend their wholehearted support to their favorite teams, we thought it would be a quite intriguing idea to explore the connection that this nation of billions has shared with the world's biggest sporting spectacle over the years. Our story begins in 1950, a year which marked the first World Cup post World War II to be hosted in Brazil, where a now independent India managed to qualify for the tournament thanks largely due to the withdrawal of their opponents at the qualifying phase. Disappointingly, the team withdrew from the tournament before it began due to a number of reasons cited by the AIFF, including travel costs, lack of practice time, and valuing the Olympics above the World Cup, many of which have been debated and refuted over the years. Since then, even though the national team has not been able to come close to qualifying for the tournament, the Indian connection with the tournament has remained as strong as ever. The 70s were marked by two major events from an Indian perspective. First, in 1977, the legendary Pele graced the Eden Gardens pitch in an exhibition match, playing for New York Cosmos against Mohun Bagan, much to the delight of the sizable Brazilian fan base in the city. Next, in 1979, Majid Baskar, part of the Iranian World Cup side during the 1978 edition, became the first World Cupper to play for an Indian club as he was snapped up by East Bengal. The 80s mostly saw the rise of the Argentinian support in the country and the eventual Brazil Argentina divide amongst the fan base, mainly because of the iconic feats of the mesmerizing Diego Maradona in the 86 edition. Soon, the 90s arrived, and along came the 1994 World Cup, and Nigerian Emeka Ezeugo became the only player to play in a World Cup after playing in India for the likes of East Bengal and Mohammedan Sporting. With the advent of the new millennium, it was time for the 2002 edition of the World Cup, where Kamaleeswaran Sankar, an Indian referee hailing from Chennai, achieved the honor of officiating in three group stage matches. 4 years later, Vikas Dhorasu, a player of Indian origin, appeared for the French national side en route to their run to the finals of the FIFA World Cup. In the following years, the Indian connection only grew stronger as Diego Maradona visited the country in 2008 in another landmark event. Maradona was followed soon by his protege Lionel Messi, who mesmerized a near capacity Yuva Bharati Kridangan as he turned up for his national side in an exhibition match against Venezuela in 2011. The ISL was introduced in 2014, paving the way for a number of World Cup heroes like Zico, Materazzi, Forlan, Pires, Nesta, Roberto Carlos, among others, making their foray into Indian football. In another historic event, the 2017 edition of the FIFA Under 17 World Cup was hosted in India, where the world got to witness the first glimpse of generational talents like Phil Foden, Yuri Tillemans, among many others, many of whom are all set to take the stage for their senior teams during the 2022 World Cup. As the world gears up for the latest edition of the footballing extravaganza in Qatar, and the cities and localities in India are all set to renew their loyalties with the teams closest to their hearts, I think it begs the question, what lies next in the storied history of this football crazy nation and its love affair with the World Cup? Thank you, Captains of Armband, for joining us today and taking this trip down memory lane with us. Until next time, cheers.